Hey there, everybody. Good to see you in the video. So our last section for chapter 6, and hopefully you've been turning in those assignments because I'm excited to buy you some candy, right? Alrighty. So get another day to practice your multiplying polynomials. And in this lesson, in this section, are some very special ones. So that's kind of cool. Um, and some of them you'll recognize. Like when you look at 1, 2, and 3, you did some cubes, right, for homework. You did some squares. And these are super important because students miss these all the time. And there's no reason to. All right. So here's the biggest mistake students make. They see this little squared out here and they want to go in and they want to square the x and square the 3. And they tell me the answer is x squared plus 9 and they forget the middle term because they forget that squaring it is actually x plus 3 times x plus 3. So that's really all you have to remember in this lesson. And then we'll right back to what we did yesterday, and we are going to distributive property, right? So let's do it. We've got x times x squared. We've got x times 3, 3x. We have 3 times x, and we have 3 times 3, which is 9. So we have x squared plus 6x plus 9. That's it. These are special, so every time you have these binomial squares, you get this perfect square trinomial. And it's a perfect square trinomial because its factors are identical, right? That's why they call it a perfect square trinomial. Like when you think of perfect squares, just so you remember, right? So if you think of 16, it's a perfect square. It's 4 times 4. It has identical factors. Well, this trinomial, and we're going to learn how to do this when we factor it, it has the same exact factors, right? The squares, x plus 3 quantity squared. So that's where it gets its name, and that's what's going on. Pause me and try number 2. All right, so for number 2, you should have started out by writing this out, 4m minus 10 times 4m minus 10. Don't do this in your head. Well, you're not allowed to for me anyway. So we've got 4m times 4m equals 16m squared. 4m times negative 10 is negative 40m. And then we've got the negative 10 times 4m again is negative 40m. Notice those are the same. And negative times 10 times negative 10 is negative positive, positive 100. All right, and let's clean up our like terms. So we've got 16m squared minus 80m plus 100. How'd that go for you? All right, perfect square trinomial because the multiplication factors are the same. They're identical. All right, pause me. Try number 3. All right, so number 3, we're going to rewrite this as 2x squared minus 5y times 2x squared minus 5y. And then we're going to do our distributive property. So we've got 2x squared times 2x squared is 4x to the 4th. 2x squared times a negative 5y. So 2 times the negative 5 is your negative 10. And then it's x squared y. Did you get that one? And then same thing in the middle, right? A negative 5 times a 2 is a negative 10. And it's your x squared and y. And then it's a negative 5y times negative 5y is a positive 25y squared. All right, let's grab those like terms in the middle. And we've got 4x to the 4th minus 20x squared y plus 25y squared. That is fancy, isn't it? I love it. All right, so that's one type that you're going to see in your homework and get to practice tonight. The other type, when you look at 4, 5, and 6, I want you to look at these, okay? Just take a look at all of them because they have this form a plus b and a minus b. And you can see they almost look identical, except one's got a plus and one's got a minus. And that's true for 5, and it's true for 6, and it's true for 7. And the reason why we're looking at these is because they give us the difference of two squares, and we'll talk about that as soon as we get the answer. But these are going to help us in chapter 7. Okay, so if you can recognize these now, here's the thing. Some of you that see patterns really well, you're going to catch on to this pattern, and you'll be super excited because you'll be able to do these kind of quick. All right, so watch what happens. We are going to take x and distribute it, right? X times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is a negative 4x. And then we come over here and we do the positive times 4 times the x. So it's positive 4x. And 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. Now, did you see what happened in the middle? You see that? The negative 4x and a positive 4x. Those are opposites. And that is because we have one positive 4 and one negative 4. So those are gone. Middle term, gone. And you end up with x squared minus 16. Now, this is special. This is called the difference of two squares. So you've got the difference, which is the subtraction, and you've got a perfect square and a perfect square. That's going to happen every single time. Watch number 5. P squared times p squared is p to the 4th. P squared times negative 8 is a negative 8p squared. And then we do the positive 8 times p squared. You see those opposites right away, don't you? Do you see them? So fun. And then 8 times negative 8 is a negative 64. So there they are. There's the opposites. Goodbye. And you get p to the 4th minus 64. That is the difference of two squares. Perfect square, subtraction sign every time. All right, pause me and try number 6. And don't be afraid of it because it looks backwards to you. It's not backwards. It's just the variables in a different spot, but you can do it. Pause me. All right, we got 10 times 10. I gave you such nice numbers. You're welcome. 100. 10 times m, positive 10m. Negative m times 10, a negative 10m. And negative m times m is a negative m squared. There's those opposites again. Tell them goodbye. Bye-bye. And then we've got 100 minus m squared. Guys, perfect square, subtraction sign. Okay, you pause me and go tackle number 7. And come back when you're ready. Check your answer. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2y to the 3rd power is positive 6y to the 3rd power. Negative 6y to the 3rd power and a negative 4y to the 6th. Did you get that? Do you see the opposites? Goodbye, goodbye. And we've got a perfect square 9. And we've got a negative 4y to the 6th. 4 is a perfect square, and y to the 6th is a perfect square. It is y to the 3rd times y to the 3rd. Okay, so you're going to practice these. Your homework is on my CCA. God bless you. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. God bless. Bye-bye.